Morning, guys. No, it's not morning. It's 1 in the afternoon here on the West Coast. It's me, your friend Gabe Altabe. I'm going to be going through a little bit of working on this Count Orlok, the main guy from, what are we talking about here? We're talking about Nosferatu. Celebrated its 100th anniversary like a week or two ago, the black and white silent film. And it's a comic book done by my good friend, the great Plaster Harris, also known as Narwhal. I'm doing a pinup for him, so I want you guys to check this thing out. I'm gonna turn on the camera. I'm gonna move the chat over where I could see it, and then we'll get going. Let's see here. Start my camera. Oh, infinity, 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 infinity. Let's scoot this over. We got the comments. Okay, there we go. So if anyone starts commenting, I'll be able to see your little wiseacre remarks. So this is from start to finish how you color an image. I'm gonna end up doing this in black and white because that's what Narwhal needs, because I think the book's going to be printed in black and white. No, I'm saying. So indeedy do. So if anyone wants to come in here and check this out, welcome, friends. What is wrong? Cranberry Langers. Howdy, Gabe. You're always here, always watching, always waiting. So the main thing I'm going to do is just drop in one color, and these are flats. I don't usually do these. I usually farm this out to an assistant. My flats, but in this case, I'm going to do them just to show you guys how she's done. You know, so I'll select the entire image, and then I'll minus off with the lasso tool, right? So Command A, I've selected the entire image, and then I'm going to minus this off. Cranberry Langers knows what I'm saying. Hit the like and share the link out if you can. Let people know we're here and we're doing this. I don't know how long this stream will take. It's a very simple image. If you watched last night's live video, you'll see me inking this live with a brush and markers and pens and all kinds of different. I use all kinds of media. I use whatever works, guys. That's how I am. Whatever gets it done. And I don't like to draw digitally. It's not that I can't. I can draw excellently digital, iPad, all that. I just like to have the real artifact. I like to have the real thing with me. You know what I mean? I like it to exist somewhere outside of a hard drive, because all of these things end up on a hard drive, painted and colored and all that. They all end up as a TIFF file, a tagged image file format, or a PSD, as they say. That's a Photoshop document. But I want there to be a real piece of paper I can wave in someone's face. Let me show you. Let me show you this right here. See, this is it right here. This is the OG original. The light is really shining on it. Let me see if I can get it over here. Yeah, this is it right here. The original piece on 11 by 17. Let's see. 11 by 17, and in the corner, it does say DC Comics. So DC Comics is involved with Comicsgate. They are. That's their paper. That's their paper. I got a ton of it in the years I worked there. It's in my drawer where I keep all my drawing paper. But I'm having a good morning. I hope you're having a good Saturday. I'm excited for UFC fight night tonight. As you all know, I'm a super big, strong, handsome, tough guy, and I love the fight game, baby. Love boxing, love UFC. I love the blood. I love the chaos. It's absolutely amazing. And my son and I are going to watch Paddy the Baddy, UFC London. They're having a big fight in London, in jolly old. Is it merry old England or jolly old England? I don't know, and I don't care. Cranberry Langers is waiting to do their laundry, so they are having a super crazy Saturday, one they'll never forget. So I think I might do this in color, and then like if it needs to be converted to grayscale, Narwhal will let me know. But I think it'd be fun to do this in color. I think. I don't know. Barrett X, hello there. Well, hello there. That's my Bugs Bunny. Hello there. What sort of accent was that Bugs Bunny had? Someone told me that was like a 1930s Brooklyn accent or whatever. Well, ain't I a stinker? I don't know. I'm not a stinker though. But yeah, I thought people would be interested to see me do this from stem to stern, to see me work. How do you do it, Gabe? That's what everyone's talking about. They're like, Gabe, this is so amazing what you do in Photoshop and all that. But how do you do it? Well, I have those quick videos where I show it to you. I usually don't do this step. Again, this is flatting, and flatting is putting in the big shapes. I usually just do the rendering, and most professional artists, colorists who are working in Photoshop or whatever to color, they farm this step out to a great assistant. This is more, not to diminish what my assistant does, but this is more busy work, you know what I mean? And I don't mean to put it down. All work is noble, and I do mean that. But this isn't require heavy artistic skills. Wesley Mahan, they mixed two accents to make Bugs Bunny sound tough and funny. That's funny. Rosa Parks, love you. I love your stream, man. Love you, Rosa. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, check out last night's stream. It was about an hour and 45 where I inked this sucker with pens and markers and brushes and all kinds of doodads. I really have a thing for art supplies. I love them. I love buying them. I'm not going to say I have too many art supplies. My wife at one point had too many pairs of shoes and she had to pare it down, but she still has too many pairs of shoes. I don't have too many art supplies. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say, guys. I know they're talking about me in the media, in the tabloids. That's the talk of the town. Pete Davidson and Kim is the story number one, and then Gabe's level of art supplies. Story number two. I get it. I get it. It's fascinating. I know I'm fascinated by it too. Why does he buy so many art supplies? I don't know. I just do. I love it. So again, this is a pinup I did for the great Narwhal, my friend and yours. Great guy, very friendly, nice young man. I don't know. I think he's in his mid 30s, but he looks so young to me. He's got good genetics and he's in good shape, I guess. So he looks young. But I like Narwhal. I took a shine to him right away when I joined Comics Gate. And let's see, I'm being asked. Have I ever been to England? Rosa Parks. Um, I've never been to merry old England. No. Shadowhawk Backs, Black Angus Reviews, Barrett X, Rosa Parks, Cranberry Langers. I like saying Cranberry Langers like Charlie's London. Barrett X will be 24 next week. Congratulazione. Earthbound is great. Earthbound is fantastico. So, yeah, so here I'm not really choosing the colors I'm going to use to render him. I'm more just, again, separating shapes so then I can use the different selection tools in Photoshop and that way I can render without interfering with other shapes. And again, I usually farm this step out to an assistant. But I wanted to show you, since this is a relatively easy illustration to work on, relatively easy, I want to show you at least a big chunk of it here. But I am going to quit and go watch the UFC fights when this Patty the Batty gets in the cage. When he gets in the octagon. I'm not afraid to bleed, are you? When he gets in the octagon this afternoon, the fights are on early. I'm in California. It's only 1 p.m. But in England, they're 6 hours ahead of me. So it's 7 o'clock. And that's when the main card is always in the fight game. So I must go watch. It's a thing for me and my son, my 23-year-old son. He's your age, Barrett X. I could be your dad. Maybe Barrett X is my son impersonating Barrett X on the stream because I can't see his face. I took my son to Las Vegas 2 weeks ago today, and we went and watched UFC 272, Covington versus Masvidal, and it was gorgeous. It was wonderful. There was blood. There was people getting their skulls pounded. It was nice. If you don't like MMA, I feel sorry for you because it's fantastic. It's fun. Gabe, are you able to teach coloring a comic book? I'm doing it right now. We'll do it live. Yeah, so I'm doing it right now. Now, again, these are not the exact colors I want to use. Again, I'm just separating color. I'm just separating shapes in Photoshop. That way it'll be easier to render this when I decide actually what colors I would like to use. And again, this step is called flatting. So I fill the whole canvas with one color. Then I start to cut out shapes with the lasso. And the lasso can be additive or subtractive. Can also do intersect selections too. That's an advanced level thing. But you'll notice that if I have something small like eyeballs like that, I cut them out. I cut out his eyeballs. And I ate them with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Horrifying movie, but a good movie. Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, why is a destructive, evil person like Hannibal Lecter? Why is he captivating to watch? He's absolutely evil. He eats people. We should all hate him. Yet those movies are big smash hits. I don't know. I just don't know. Again, when you do flats, you are not using the real colors. And flats are almost always done by an assistant, not by you. But again, for the third time, I just want to show this to you guys. Show you how I do it, guys. A lot of people have been asking, how does he do it? How does he stay so handsome and he's so smart and eloquent, so entertaining, and yet he's able to do comic books and colors with ease? I know everyone's talking about it. Everyone talks about it, man. You think the pressure doesn't get to me that I got to perform? Hey, what's up, Gabe? Greetings from Irvine. OC Steve is in the SoCal, like me. Rosa Parks, what do you do when you have art block? No such thing. Just keep drawing. Push through it. He embraced the almost animalistic side, but retains the dignity and class we esteem. Oh, you're talking about Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, I suppose that's it. I suppose it's because he's also because he's very smart, and we just love smart. Like I always think of Sherlock Holmes. He's super smart, but he's a jerk. He's a joke, Sherlock Holmes, but we love him because he's insanely brilliant. In my imagination, these buttons are gold. Yeah, I think Count Orlok would be good if everything on him was blues and grays and greens, right? All these dark, cool colors, and then he had these gold buttons, and then maybe gold red eyes. That would really pop things, you know. You get a nice contrast between the cold colors, and then there's just little peek out of these hot, warm, these warm red, orangey colors. But I want it all to be organic looking. I want it to look like blood and guts. I want the greens to be the greens of rotted meat. I want the reds to be like organ meat that hasn't gone rotten yet. I want this whole thing to be visceral and gross. So I really do think of things like that when I work. I really do. The most important thing when you color is value. Value being, I'll show you what value is. Hue, saturation. This is value. Turn it black and white. Things have to be different enough in their value to pop. So it doesn't actually matter what colors things are more than it matters what their value is. Yes, kids. This the truth, Roof. And we got to get that right. I'm coloring in RGB mode because it's more dynamic in Photoshop than any other mode. You have more things you can do. I like to go fairly dark when I work, you know. Let's see. Any more movies on the horizon for Double Impact? Yes, we're doing Groundhog Day this Wednesday, Shant and I. Cranberry Lager, similar to liking Brainiac. We're talking about Hannibal Lecter again. Inhumanity and classiness. Yeah, absolutely. Um, let's see. He unbraced the most animal. Oh, okay. I already saw that one. Yeah. So, and then, okay. So we have this pretty cool character here. I think he would work with some sort of reddish background, to be honest, like a warm background. Let's get more yellow in there. Let's get more red in there. But then we have to go dark. And then the background, I was just going to paint some texture and stuff. Okay, guys? Is that all right with you? I don't know who that character is when I do that. He's like exasperated but enthusiastic. So we're just going to start off. Okay, well, first things first. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to pull a gradient up here, right? We'll create like an atmosphere around him, okay? So there's this dark blue gradient coming up. Then we'll have a peak. I want a really yellow warm light just kind of peaking right here, right? I don't think I like that. Maybe like a greenish light. Ooh, a greenish, ghoulish light. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Maybe even more blue in that light. A little more blue. A little more blue. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. See, this is the fun right here, boys. Bees and cheese. This is the fun. A little saturation, a little darkness, a little saturation, a little darkness. Dakari the Professor for $2. $2. Let me pop that up on the screen. Yeah, you're seeing into infinity on there. You're seeing some of my folders now, but it doesn't dox me. Hope everyone has an awesome and safe weekend. Indeedy do. Indeedy do. So now I'm going to render up this background a little bit. I'm going to add some texture to it. Some texture. And I'm going to use this mushy pen that Elizabeth Brightweiser gave me called Mud, what I call the pen. And this is going to take a while because this is a 600 DPI image. So it kind of chokes the processor. And this is a 2017 iMac. I think I have 8 gigs of memory. It's a pretty good computer, but I've been looking at new ones because I run a lot of programs. Like right now I have Safari open. I have Chrome open. I have StreamYard open in Chrome. I have Photoshop open. I have a lot of things going on. So And I do notice a little bit of slowdown, just like intermittently when I do certain moves in Photoshop. So so I'm just lightly laying in this light green texture here, and you're gonna see what it's gonna do. And we want an intense focus light at the top because the way I rendered his jacket, and believe me, I'm gonna back off some of the sploochy texture because it's a little too contrasty, meaning the lights and darks are a little bit too different. So I'm just trying to get the texture in the places where I want it. Okay. So then what I'll do there is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna saturate that a little bit, and then I'm gonna darken it. You see? And then I'm gonna even it out a little more by pulling down a little bit of glow from the top. No, I want to make it a round glow. A little bit. That's too much. Okay. And then we want to come up from the bottom with a little bit of blue again. And then we want to come in from the side too. No, that's too light. That's too light. What are we doing? Okay. Okay. I know what to do. And then I'm going to airbrush some of it off because some of it is just way too, some of it's too contrasty. But you'll see what we're doing here. So yeah, you don't just push the color button, guys. This is an art form. It's infuriating when people are like, so what do? You like color those in the computer or something? Was that my David Putty, Elaine's boyfriend in Seinfeld? Feels like an Arby's not, babe. Now this whole thing might end up just being printed in black and white. I don't know what Narwhal's gonna do with it. So what I'll do is check my work, hold on an adjustment layer and make sure it's gonna read on an adjustment layer. The adjustment layer is showing it to me in black and white. I have to make sure it works in this version or it don't work. Know what I'm saying? Louis Fillet's here. Barrett X, do you play any instruments? I've been playing guitar for over 2 years now. I sort of play the saxophone. I sort of play the trumpet. I sort of play the guitar, and I sort of play the piano. Not great at any of them, but I had experience in all of them. Hey, Gabe, are you having a table at SDCC? EE9. I've been there for like 14 years. I will be in Artist Alley, EE9. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. I'm always there. Hold on. What about this shape? What about this shape? What about that shape? What if, what if, what if we kissed? Huh? What about this shape right here? Boys and girls. No, what have you done? Okay, there she is. All right. Okay, let's drop. Hold on. Hold on. I got an idea. Hold on. Let's see. Luke Horowitz art. Holla if you hear me. Heyo. I heard you. So we drop in that, and let's see if we can fool around with this shadow right here, right? So I want to desaturate it. I want to darken it. But then look at how mechanical that is, right? Those edges are not organic. And my drawing is organic, meaning it doesn't have really any straight lines. So what I'm going to do here is I'm gonna erase with like a really organic-y brush. I'm going to erase the edges of this thing. I need to reduce the there we go. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of schmutzing that up, breaking that up. Oh, and that's a tangent there. Well, we don't want to hit that. We don't want the line hitting my signature right there because again, it's a tangent. So yeah, I'm breaking all this up so we can we don't want these straight lines. It doesn't work with the rest of the drawing. Art has to have verisimilitude. That means it agrees with itself. It can be about anything, art, story, drawings, painting. They can be about anything, but they should agree with themselves and the patterns that they have established. When you have art that doesn't agree with itself, it's a discord. And discord makes your brain hurt, not literally. But that's why just going up and banging on a piano is discordant. And that's why we don't like it. And that's why no one pays money to go see garbage like that. And that's why SJW art sucks because it's all discordant and it doesn't have verisimilitude. There we are. Old Dirty Fatty. So you have to do more than buy the fancy new programs. I'm not sure if I want to be a colorist. Well, I'll tell you this, if you become a colorist, you will be buried in women. Diet Dr. Pepper. Today's show is brought to you by Diet Dr. Pepper. Drink it. See if I care. That's the ad, guys. Drink it. See if I care. Okay, now the problem with this shadow is it's too much the same value throughout. It's the same darkness, but I have a plan. I have a plan, lads. Hold on, boyos. Multiply. I'm going to just darken him in. Darken him in. Yeah, so I'm being quite methodical, and I'm making this up on the fly. I sort of have a plan, but I also kind of don't have a plan. And that's part of the fun. It's part of the fun here, is to just see what we can do, see what we can discover. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Yeah, we want to get that real dark in there. Oh, goodness. I didn't mean to burp on stream. I'm not even kidding. That's rude. I'm sorry. It was the soda's fault. Sorry, that's very rude. I did not mean to do that. I'm not that kind of a guy that's trying to be like, oh, I'm a, sorry. That's better. Yes. 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 Yes, indeed. I like where this is going. I know you're all like, Gabe, color his face. I'll jump on that next. How about a crouching Sal with a whole lot of tail? Don't know what you're talking about. Cranberry Langers, you can't tell it's diet. Diet Dr. Pepper. Anchorfish just got off work. Well, hello, Anchorfish. And thank you for the generous donation last night. He gave me $1 jillion on stream. He did. It was fantastic. He or she. I don't want to assume, but indeed, it was very, very nice of you. My wife was very impressed. Okay, so we futzed around with that long enough. I think we need a little more light coming in the top here. A little more gold. Let's cover ourselves in gold. It's free real estate. Oh, don't like it. Gotta stick with the gold. What about a gold green, like an acid puke green? What about that, eh? Come on, grading. See, this is the computer's having to run like 5 things at once. Ooh, I kind of like it, but I want to keep it smaller there. Okay, I think we got it. I'm gonna come in on this face here. Now, this might all be for naught, what I'm doing here, because Narwhal might say, "Hey, Gabe, this whole thing is printed in black and white, so you can forget about it. Forget about all these beautiful colors that you chose, and that'd be fine. It's his book. I'm not gonna cost him more money if he's doing black and white printing, but I don't know if he's doing this as a print or as a what. I'm just making it up." So since the background's kind of warm there, I'm going to go with cool colors on his face, but I want them slightly saturated. I want a blue-green with a little bit of cyan in it. So that's the color. That's too much. We need more blue in it. We need to back off and deset. That's the color I want to use there. So what I'm going to do, let's have a serious coloring lesson right here. Most Melendez, the burps are okay. You're just releasing the DC gases from your system. You might need to get a computer for streaming down the road. Yeah, I'm looking at New Max. This is a 2017. It's a good computer. But to run OBS and Chrome and Safari and Photoshop, sometimes this computer gets a hiccup. So what I'll do is I'll render the big shape, right? So we're just thinking of his head like a ball. That's all we're doing. And then I'm going to subtract on it. So I'm going to think of the 3D here, right? So it's a ball. So it's lightest there because the light source is coming from here. I'm trying to show you where it's coming from. Coming from here, the light source. So I want that lightest spot to be the center of his face there, right? Or the dome right here. So what I'm going to do next is, since he's grungy, I'm going to get this grungy brush here. Elizabeth Brightway gave me this brush, and I named it Lushy 35. And I'm going to start to clear out some shapes. So I go backwards now, right? So I rendered it up. Now I'm going to take off color. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to take off highlight. And I'm just going for the biggest shape. I am not, listen, damn it. I am not noodling details. You do not do that. Not until the very end. You have to get the big shape correctly or you're going to break the image. One of the most important things about the image is its big shape. That's your brain. The subconscious part of the brain is the part that gives you dopamine, that's enjoying the pattern of art, music, stories, good cooking, anything that has a pattern, which is all art is. The amygdala, the animal part of the brain, is the part picking up on it most emotionally. Most emotionally. And so when you have those big shapes, that's why your brain is responding favorably. It's going, ooh, a well-made pattern. That's what your brain is picking up on, believe it or not. So, yeah, we got to get those right. We got to get the big shapes correct. And then, and only then, may you move on to any sort of detail. So, yeah, okay. So, and I'll check on the chat in a minute, guys. So I'm just rendering this down. And I'm a face guy. I love faces. When I judge women on beauty, if they don't have like a 10 out of 10 face, not interested. Comic book artists, if they don't draw people beautifully with gorgeous faces, I'm not that interested in their art. That's why I never got Jack Kirby till I was older and I understood more about art, because Jack Kirby draws very ugly people. Now, almost nobody, even to this day, can draw more energy in a drawing than Jack Kirby. So I've learned to forgive his hideous human beings. But yeah, it's all about faces to me. I love ugly monster faces, women, just gorgeous faces on women, super handsome chiseled faces. Look up a JC Linedecker. And yeah, I'm a face guy. That's why my wife has a beautiful face, or I wouldn't have talked to her when we were teens. I remember seeing my wife at church youth group from across the room, and I saw a smile like the Cheshire cat. Cheshire cat? Yeah, I saw these huge red lips and giant white teeth. She has great dental genetics. My kids didn't get cavities at all, neither of them. I got like, 5 or 6 cavities growing up. And my children, my son and daughter, they got the amazing genetics. My brother-in-law, my wife's brother, has it. The mom has it. They have these perfectly white, straight teeth. And they were poor growing up on the Indian reservation. They didn't have like access to all kinds of super good dental, whatever. If she had crooked teeth, she would have had them until we became adults, and we would have had to get her braces as an adult. They were very poor, but she has these amazing teeth, and that's how I spotted her across the room. It was like a lighthouse calling me in from the storm. Yeah. So pretty faces only. Ugly women, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to find someone else to love you. I value you as humans, but no, can't deal with ugly. Sorry. But there's a saying. My grandpa, Mexican guy. Libyan is my dad's side. Mexican is my mom's side. My Mexican grandpa would say, "For every feo, there's a fea." Do you guys know what that means? You non-Spanish speakers. It's a very funny saying. Feo means ugly, man, masculine. Fea means ugly, feminine. So he would say, "For every feo, there's a fea," right? And he's not wrong. He ain't wrong. So I'm not just haphazardly I'm not just haphazardly applying highlights here. What I'm doing is thinking about the what part is closest to the viewer's eye, the camera, as we could say, and and then where the light would reflect from that upper right hand light source, and then how that would bounce back. So if you're going to color, and you see the shape I'm drawing on his upper lip here, don't just copy this, because this won't always be true. That's a hallmark of like amateur art, and I did it when I was younger and less experienced. You just copy these shapes you see these great artists doing, and you don't know why they did it. You know what I'm saying? You have no reason, no understanding of what you have no understanding of what I'm doing here. No, you do. Some of you do, but yeah, you're always just thinking about that basic. I'll show you in a second here. I'll create another layer and show you. Okay, so you see we're rendering it out really good. Now let's look here. So do you see what's happening here? I'm creating these big shapes, and then only after the big shapes are good do I get into these little details. See what I'm doing? Um, bright smile, a lighthouse shining through the darkness. Yes, love isn't for some people. I had to learn that the hard way. Baird X, no, you're young. You're 23. You'll be fine. Baird X never had any cavities since his dad had his teeth sealed as a kid. Woo, intense. You should show this to Shelley LaPressa. She loves vampires. Thought Aaron looked a little fishy. Thought I always wonder why Aaron won't go outside in the sunlight. Huh, Aaron? If that is your real name? And then I rip off Aaron's mask and he's Count Dracula. Or as my son said when he was a toddler, my son, who is now 23, he would call Dracula Draclia, which always got a big chuckle out of me. And then one time we were looking at something with binoculars, and he said something about binoculars. So I asked him if Dracula had binoculars. Being a parent is the greatest thing in the world. It really is. And every step of it is glorious. When they're little guys, little girls, it's just wonderful. When they're teenagers, it's a bit of a struggle, but it's still amazing. And to see my kids now in their 20s taking off like rocket ships to the moon. My son is doing like commercial real estate, and guys, that pays unfathomable amounts of money, and he's just killing in that business. And my daughter is a stand-up comic, and she's getting like spots now, like real spots, not just open mics. She's hosting at a club now. That's a in the journey of stand-up comedy. That's a huge thing to become the host at a comedy club. And she's got an audition up in near Los Angeles, Huntington Beach, to be a regular, I think, and I would assume a paid regular at a club. So my kids, it's amazing to see them now in their early 20s. Like, oh my gosh, they got their careers figured out. I'm so happy for them. So a commercial real estate agent, also known as a multi millionaire, that's my son. He just started, but he's doing amazing. And then a stand-up comic. Very happy for my children. I thank God. My kids have been blessed tremendously. And as a parent, it's just such a heartwarming thing to see them make it, because that's what you worry about, because they're going to have to make it without you someday, you know? So let me, Cranberry Langers, free real estate. Past Master Dan, never let him vote Democrat. My kids vote the way they want, but they're both based as hell. And my daughter, since we're minorities, with Mexican, Arab people, and she's female, she gets away with saying whatever she wants on stage, and it's a thing of beauty. Those liberal shitbags that want to cancel everyone, they just have to zip their little lip when my daughter makes her based as hell jokes. She does destroy Kamala Harris on stage, and it is raunchy and it is funny. And I approve as her father 1,000,000%. Scumbags like Kamala. Yeah, they deserve it for what they do to the world, what they do to society. Absolutely. I support my daughter implicitly. Absolutely. Yeah. So hit the like, guys. Let people know you're in here. Let people know that, hey, if you're not watching Gabe's stream about coloring Count Orlok, where the fuck you at? What about that meme where the girls have that vocal fry? Vocal fry, like the way the Kardashians talk. Vocal fry is actually very unhealthy for your vocal cords. It puts a lot of stress on them. But a vocal fry is stupid. And they teach you not to do it in broadcast school. I've never been to broadcast school, but I'm a talk radio and mostly sports radio junkie. And I've heard them talk about it. And I've heard comedians like Bill Burr and stuff talk about vocal fry. They teach you not to do it in broadcast school, and it's very, very bad for you. So that whole trendy way that girls talk, not the good. Hosting is a great way to break through the gatekeepers in comedy. Old Dirty Fatty says. Got a new nickname for Minnie. Minnie Haha. That's very funny. Just ask Mark Silvestri, J. Scott Campbell, Microphone. They made great looking women comic Witchblade, Gentle Team, Madame, and Fathom. Yeah. It's gotta be Gorge. You can't scare Sheila Aliens. She's got the corner on Yeats. Don't know what we're talking about. Sheila Aliens. I don't know who she is. I know I always see her in the chats and stuff. I don't know. I don't know who she is. And I don't know if it's, I don't know what the deal is with her. I don't think she makes any comics. I don't think she's a comic book artist or a writer, but for some reason she's always in the chats. I saw her on the show the other night with John and my boy Cecil, who I like a lot. I'm going to be closing out the first 30 days of this. And I was thinking of inviting Cecil. He was such a delight to promote this book with like the second week it was out. I think I'm going to ask him if he wants to do a shutdown with me. I'm going to ask my boy Shant too. And we'll see who wants to get in there. We'll see. We shall see. That's how I'm getting around copyright. I'm whistling Blink 182 songs. That's right. You'll never catch me, YouTube. That was though. That was ooh, that looks good, guys. Spooky. Spooky. J. Scott Campbell apparently got slightly SJW. No, he's not. I know him slightly. He's as far as I know, he's not. And actually, the SJWs attack him and Frank Cho. And I know both those guys are more left leaning than right leaning by what they say publicly. Who knows privately what they think. I think if they want to stay where they are, they'd be smart to zip their lip. But if they were super smart, I would advise pushing back and eventually changing this industry and what's acceptable here as far as counseling people. And I did say counseling for no good reason. It was fun. Listen, guys, listen. I need you to listen. Okay, you listening? Because I need you to listen. My number one fan of my comedy is me. A lot of the silly stuff I say, I make myself laugh so hard. Don't know why. I asked my daughter, the comedian, if she was the same way, and she does. She does her stand-up routine in the shower. When I had Narwhal on my show, I sang him a song that I just improv minutes before I went on the air with him in the shower. I was taking a shower before I had Narwhal on. I wanted to look my best for him. And I'm going to give this guy a little bit of a pink nose. I know he's probably undead and doesn't have blood, but it just looks cool. So what I'll do is come in with way too much pink, and then I'll make that layer more transparent. You see the little touch that adds? And I think I'm going to do it to his ears too. Count ear lock, am I right? Yeah, we'll do it to his ears. We'll do it live. A little bit of pink in his ear. A little bit of pink in that hair. Ooh, toothy. All right. So when I'm looking at this now, I want to shrink it down. What I'm looking at now, the problem I'm having is it doesn't have enough highlight on his forehead and on the dome, on his chrome dome. So I'm going to go in there with a tight pen and really hit it with like two. We're going to back up though so we could see because we want it small because if an image doesn't read good from small away, then it ain't reading good to that part of the brain I was telling you about that's picking up on the big shapes. I think he needs a little bit here on this eyebrow. Then we'll even out that eye. Then I think he needs in the center of his domus here. Domus maximus. That's what you call this. There. Then we need to pump that. Well, then we need to hit this lip too. We need to come down here under that. Okay, and then we need to brush around. So I have this really small on my screen so I could see these shapes in their most abstract form. Abstract art does not mean sprinkling paint like that lying CIA plant Jackson Pollock that was there to demoralize America with ugly art. Abstract just means simplify. So if you have a bunch of beer and you boil it forever, now you have liquor. You abstracted it. You know what I mean? You took a bunch of the water out, now you have more just pure alcohol. When you abstract, Bugs Bunny is abstract art. It's a simplified drawing of a rabbit. You see? So yeah, don't get confused that abstract art means shitty art by drug addicts, like weirdo people splattering paint everywhere, or Yoko Ono screaming into the microphone. I don't know if you've all seen that, but it's horrific. Now I'm going to back these off on the saturation. I feel like I'm making his teeth way too yellow. I think they should be more gray yellow, like just dingy, not like stank breath yellow. Oh my gosh, how bad is it? And I'm not judging. We're all human. Everyone has had bad breath or BO or whatever. It's gross, but we're human beings. Smells come out of us. What can I say? When someone you're talking to or a friend, even worse, has horrific breath, but you have to tell them, right? I always try to give them gum, like because I used to always carry gum on me, and I was just like, man, this gum is good. You want some gum? And I would hook them up with some gum and dignity. Because we've all chowed down on some garlic and then gone on to talk to people and not realize what we were doing. We've all done it. We've all done it, guys. I like to tease my wife. We're married 25 years now. And sometimes I'll just joke with her and say, you know what? I've decided to quit brushing my teeth. I think it's government propaganda. And I ask her like what she would think if I was like tinfoil hat about toothbrushing. They're trying to get you. And she doesn't appreciate it. Diet Dr. Pepper, brought to you from the makers of other fine synthetic ingredients. Dr. Pepper, drink it. See if I care. That's the commercial they had me do, guys. You think I'm lying? Why would I lie about that? That was a paid advertisement. Today's show is brought to you by Diet Dr. Pepper, the one and only. Tripping balls and throwing paint at a giant canvas sheet while naked screaming, art. Yeah, no thanks. I don't like hippies and I never have. My mom and myself, we're conservative people. We're conservative Christian American people, you know? And my mom just spoke out against hippies to me when I was younger for whatever reason, because she's a boomer. She grew up right in the middle of that nonsense. And she always told me how filthy, degenerate, horrible people they were. So I've always had just this inherent bias against like, hey man, you can't like own property, man, and like mushrooms and acid and DMT and the Grateful Dead and Pink Floyd. I've always been like, ugh. And for no reason of my own, my mom just told me how awful these people were when I was a little kid. So I, I just went with it. They put nanobots in toothpaste that implant in your teeth so the government can control your speech. See, this guy's on my wavelength here. Only many get your sense of humor. Not true. Not true. Everyone thinks I'm a comedic genius. How dare you? How dare you, Mighty Geek Studios? Um, Angela Curry, offering gum is like telling someone they have food on their face. You're just giving them a hand. Yeah, or when your friend has a booger hanging out, and it happens to everyone. It can happen really easy when you go swimming, and you just when someone has a snot, you just go, you got a little something right here. And you try to be as kind as possible. I really do. I really do. You can't if you see a friend or even just someone you're talking to and they have snot and you don't say anything, you're being a jerk. You're being a real jerk because it happens to 100% of people. Your nose makes mucus as a defense mechanism. I'm sorry. Okay. Sometimes the warm water in the jacuzzi can, this is disgusting. It can loosen things up, and then the person's going around with the booger hanging out and you don't say anything. You call yourself a friend? Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Hippies made Rambo cry in First Blood. You know they're bad. Don't like hippies. Stinking hippies. No, don't like them. Go roll around in the mud and take acid somewhere else. Barrett X. Been years since he's had a friend and never been in a relationship. No. Definitely done things never thought he could, but he's no good with people. That won't change. No. I reject that. And I'm being serious. What do you mean you'll never be good with people? That isn't true. You know how you start being good with people, Barrett X? Be yourself. I'm like, oh, tried that. No, Well, here's the secret to being yourself. Improve yourself, the best version of Barrett X you can be by every day focusing on some little molecule of improvement, right? And then yourself is great, and you're not going around trying to prove yourself to anyone. But don't do the woe is me thing. Don't, because you're only hurting you. If you say that you can't get along with people, you know what happens when you tell the world that? Then they won't get along with you. The way people treat you, honestly, is the way you tell them to treat you. The problem that so many of us make, and I've made it in life, but I've gotten over it, is you tell people you're not worth it. You tell people not to respect you. You tell people not to value your time. You don't realize you're telling them that. But it's trauma from childhood, and maybe your parents divorced, or someone was really mean to you, or whatever, and it got your self esteem down. So you think these awful things about yourself on a subconscious level. And I'm not a therapist. Do not take medical advice from me, but I know these things because I've lived them. And you think awful things about yourself. You think you're not worth it. You think no one's coming through that door to love you or help you ever. So you tell the rest of us not to love you or help you. You don't realize you're telling people that, but and not you. I'm saying the editorial you. A person tells people that. You know what I mean? So get that out of your head. Realize that no matter who you are or what you achieve or whatever, you have intrinsic value just because you exist. You do. Now, can you better yourself? Can you achieve things? Can you become a great humanitarian that spreads, love and positivity and all these great things, and not in that Pollyanna, pedantic, phony, narcissistic way of spreading love and positivity, but really being a man who knows what it means to do what's right when it's right and not because you want to. My grandpa, he always told me very, very simple advice. Two bits of advice I want guys to never forget. Do the right thing because it's the right thing, not because you want to and not because it's fun. So overcome your emotions. If the right thing is working hard and bleeding for your achievements and confronting someone that has done evil, and you have to have a horrible, awkward conversation, do the right thing because it's right. Secondarily, never ever get into a situation if you can't picture how you could get out of it. Those are two amazing pieces of advice that my grandfather gave me when I was a little kid. But Barrett, please don't say that can never change about you. That isn't true. You're capable of anything. Maybe right now today you don't know how to have friends and have a relationship and this and that. It doesn't have to stay true. You can figure it out. And the way you have relationships is being authentic. Just be yourself, but you can't be yourself that has achieved nothing. And if you're male, and I'm assuming you are, Barrett, because most people on YouTube are, and the analytics show me like 97% of my viewers are. If you're male, it's important to achieve things. And achieving things, it requires suffering and hard work. And it also requires not feeling sorry for ourselves. So if you think I'm being a little harsh with you, I'm not. If I didn't care about you, and I don't even know you, but I know you're human, so you matter. If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't say shit. I'd say, yeah, you won't have friends if I didn't care. But you care enough to watch me. You care enough to buy my book. So I'm going to return that care back to you and tell you you do matter and you can achieve things. And when men achieve things, that shows the world the value that they can create. And because that's what we're for, man. We're here to get things done. We're here to build bridges. We're here to defend the village. We're here to kill animals and provide meat. We're protector providers. And that requires skill and sacrifice and bravery. And you're scared. Everyone's scared, man. And you're scared to put yourself out there and get rejected. Well, let me give you some advice about being scared. Don't listen to it. If something is right and it's scary, do it anyway. If something is wrong and it's scary, that's probably a good instinct. But if something is right, like learning to get along with people better, like you say you want to, because I know you desperately want to, then do it anyway. And you say you never have relationships. So I'm assuming you're a man because women get relationships thrown at them for free. They don't have to try. And I don't want to hear it, ladies. Don't even try and disagree with me on that. Women have zero game. They don't know how to flirt and pick up people because they don't have to. They are buyers. We are sellers as men. And as a man, you have to know how to talk to women, have to know how to get phone numbers. Here's what you do. Barrett, if you're of age to be dating in this, I don't know how old you are, but if you're an adult, you're of age to be dating and it's appropriate, I want you to go out and ask women, dress up nice, clean yourself up, look people in the eye, be fun, be yourself. And when you see a woman that you like, walk up to her, say, hey, I'm Barrett. And I saw you over there and I think you're really cute. And I was wondering if I could get your Snapchat. That's it. And they'll say no. And the way you got to look at it two ways in your head. 80 of them are going to say no. 20 of them are going to say yes. 5 of them are actually going to contact you back. 1 of them will go on a date. It is a numbers game. Like all salesmanship, it's just a numbers game with women. Even if you're Brad Pitt, doesn't matter how good looking you are, doesn't matter how rich you are. It's just a numbers game. And take the rejection this way. Make a game out of it. See in your head privately, just as a joke for yourself, see how hard you can get rejected. See how hard you can just have a woman flame you out and say, "Get away from me, you creep," or whatever. And I don't and I don't mean do anything bad to her or be creepy, but just keep a mental note in your head of which women are nice and oh, I have a boyfriend, and which women are just total witches, and laugh about it, dude. Because at the end of the day, it's not gonna matter. If a woman is like that and she's like, you ask her for her number or whatever, and then she just bitches you out, dude, you gotta thank God. Bullet dodged. You know what I'm saying? Like, good thing she wasn't a bitch and hit it. Good thing she told you right up front that she was insufferable. So yeah, just make a game of it in your own head. Don't harass women. Don't do anything wrong. Be kind. Be yourself. But if you're afraid of women, then that's the time to go and force yourself to ask them out. They're just people, dude. But every hot chick you've ever seen, they've clogged the toilet. You got that? They're not these infallible goddesses that the media makes them out to be. They're just human beings. Don't worry about it, bro. Shadowhog backs. I don't give advice. That way I can't get blamed. Well, I give advice and I don't take the blame anyway. How to Draw Comics by Dan Lawless. Never try to make friends. Always just be a friend. Others. That's where the satisfaction is in life. Yeah. Let's see. Check out Red Valkyrie's channel. Past Master Dan says she has a diverse depth of field, if you know what I mean. I would say this. Men, don't listen to women about how to get women. Women don't have to pick up men. We approach them. They never approach us almost, right? Women, they flirt like with the flutter of the eyes or a smile or this, that. Women do not go up and try to spit game. It's not something they know how to do. Never take advice from people who don't know how to do it. I know how to do it. You guys can tell I know how to speak, obviously. You know what I mean? I have no trouble talking to women. I mean, I'm married, so I don't. But, in public, I talk to, women and cashiers and just people on the street or whatever. And I'm not shy or freaking, oh my God, it's a girl. Blah, 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 blah. It's a person. It's a person. It's just a human being. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. But I don't like hearing that Mr. X. Oh, good. He says he has 2 sisters, not afraid of women. Good. Good. But you're floating in the soup with me, Barrett. You're floating in the soup of women are perfect, men are dumb Homer Simpsons, everything women say and do, they're goddesses. You're floating in that soup with me, whether you like it or not. And we've all been subconsciously persuaded that men are worms to kneel at the feet of women, the goddess. How dare you? And you must be, perfect and blah blah blah. Like, dude, she clogged the toilet at least 5 times in her life. Get over it. They're just people. And they're beautiful, right? But they're not better than you. They're not worth more than you. And society is telling me and you and everyone that 50 times a minute. How many times do you see commercials like, we got to empower women, and women got to work in STEM, and women got to dominate sports, and women blah blah blah, and they never say anything about men. No one cares about young men, and you better quit wishing for it. It ain't coming. You know what I mean? It's kind of a trust God, and then save yourself. God will help you, but as far as society caring about men, not going to happen. Never, and it never does historically. This is nothing new. Nothing new. Men, remember you have the price. Yeah, that's the thing. The highest level men pick. Lower level men get picked by a woman, but I'll tell you a little secret about women. When they pick a guy, they feel like they're settling. What is the female fantasy? Think about it. Would they rather be the bachelorette or a contestant on The Bachelor? They would rather be on The Bachelor. The Bachelor would be fun. You have the attention of all these guys, but they would rather have Prince Charming, right? Come to them and pick them up, and they're the lowly maid girl in the castle. They want the most high value man to pick them out of the crowd, women. So, Barrett X, your whole job is to become the highest value man you can. That means you learn skills. That means you pay attention to your spirituality, your physical fitness. That means every day the focus of your life isn't Mountain Dew, pornography, and video games. It's increasing your spirituality, increasing your physical fitness, and increasing your money, increasing your business, friend. You can do it. I believe in you. The fact that you had enough balls to say that to everyone here, that you had trouble, means that you care. And if you care, you're going to get it done, buddy. Barrett X, I heard about Gabe when he left DC, and I found out he was making T-Jaw through the splintering. I think Angela Curry. Okay, good. Okay, well, good. And if you haven't picked up Truth, Justice, American Way, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Humpty. Starts with an umpty. Sorry, that's that Robin Williams thing, where one word will just lead me down a path. But you haven't picked up Truth, Justice, American Way. Let me pitch you guys. This is the 47-second pitch. Yeah, and don't click on the link right now. The link is in the chat. The link is in the description. But if you like this pitch, click on the link immediately afterwards and purchase as many copies of the book as you would like. I won't limit it, I won't limit it. The only thing that's limited are the original art commissions, of which I've sold a few. Here's the pitch for Truth, Justice, American Way. Let me take a sip because... Turn the camera. There we go. Truth, Justice, and American Way are the world's most beloved superheroes. Kids everywhere wearing the t-shirt, eating the cereal, playing the video game, watching the cartoon, playing with the action figures. These heroes, Truth, Justice, American Way, they're on all the late night talk shows, making the world scream and laugh with delight. To say that this is one of the great love affairs between the public and celebrity would be putting it lightly. They're just the most beloved people in the world. And then one day, the absolute worst happens. Tragedy strikes, and many, many lives are lost. It's horrible. It rips the heart of the nation, frankly. And when the news starts, and we all know how the news is, social media, all that stuff. We all know how it can work, how it can snowball, how it can go crazy. They start looking into this disaster, and they're like, hey, did Truth, Justice, and American Way, did they do everything they could? Because it looks like a lot more people suffered and died than had to. And they look into other disasters, and other times they saved the world in the past. And it looks like Truth, Justice, American Way have just really been enjoying jet setting and hot dogging it and being celebrity heroes instead of living up to their obligation that they swore to protect the world. And like that, we know how it works, this social media stuff nowadays, canceled. Everyone hates them. Their friends won't talk to them. The government and the military are after them. Their bank accounts are frozen. They have to flee their base. Their base is open to the public. Everyone knows where their base is because they love them. They go underground. They go on the run. And they have to solve this mystery of who really launched this horrible attack and why. And can they trust each other long enough to figure this out? Who's really behind all this? Well, they better hurry up and figure it out, because if they don't, another attack is coming. And this time, it's going to cost millions and millions of lives. That is what the wonderful first volume of Truth, Justice, American Way is about. So now I would like you to click that link in the chat, click the link in the description, and go check it out and get yourself some. It's the greatest comic of the millennium. I'm just going to say it, guys. But really, it's my love letter, along with David Williams, the co-creator, and Gary Martin, our great inker. It's our love letter to comics, what we fell in love with. And I don't want to get negative, but you look at woke Hollywood and what they're doing to your stuff, frankly. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, it all belongs to you as a culture, right? You look what they're doing, what they've taken from you. I'm giving it back. I'm giving you back what they took from you. So please go check it out. You guys were amazing. Pushed me over 600 customers and over what else? Over 40 grand yesterday. You guys are just astonishing me. So I thank God for you guys. You're amazing. You're amazing peoples. Let me check on the chat. Although Mexican is MI, so don't know what happened. I don't know what you're talking about, Mortal V. LMAO, after all these years, the Green Ghost, Mexican. I don't know what these comments are. Luna Comics is struggling with the thought, wonder because of his past and making it of crazy, horrific things. How can I find a woman and be honest with her about being scared of me? Why would a woman have to be scared of you? No, no, no. Improve yourself. Just work on yourself, because there's only one person you can control, guys. You know that person you see, that handsome devil you see in the mirror every morning? That's who you can control. God gave you a free will, and it is immutable, immutable, immutable. I feel like when immutable said, it should echo. Echo, echo. Immutable means unchanging, like mutation means to change. It is immutable, your free will. I cannot bend your will. No one can bend your will. People can trick you and persuade you, but everything you do will still be your will, right? So your free will is immutable. So no one can control you, no matter what they do, no matter what they say. They can't make you make a choice. It will always be yours. So take the power of your free will, one of the most precious, powerful things you have. Take the power of your free will and choose to improve yourself, because if there's something in the world you don't like, you can't change the world outside of you. You can't make other people make choices, because their free will is immutable, 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 immutable. That's how their free will is. So if you want to interact better with other people, like Luna's saying how he finds a woman, make Luna the best Luna that could possibly exist. Look at everything around you, everything available to you. And if you live in the West, Luna, it's unlimited what you have. You just have to do the hard work. It's like if I pray for muscles, God will give me some free dumbbells. He's not lifting them for me. You know, if I pray for watermelons, God will give me some seeds and a hoe and a little patch of land. I'm going to till it. I'm going to water it. I'm going to kill the bugs. You got to work hard. And no one wants to hear that. I don't want to hear it. You think I don't want shit for free? Of course I do. Everyone does. That doesn't make you a bad person that you want things for free. But it does make you dumb if you want things for free and you try and force that to happen. It's never going to happen. So, thank you, Frankie. What are you drawing with? I'm working with this Wacom Cintiq right here. It's a big drawing screen. But I drew this. I almost put my pen in my Dr. Pepper can. And it's Diet Dr. Pepper. I don't drink that real soda. It's bad for you. So I drew this on stream. Check out last night's live stream. Let me move this a little bit. It's too in the corner. Hold on. There we go. I drew this on stream last night. This is in real pen and ink. I use brushes and markers and everything. Hold on. Sorry, it's not coming through because of the contrast. But this is a real 11 by 17 sheet of paper from a certain company. Let's see what company is supporting Comicsgate. Hold on, guys. Can you see the logo? Is it resolving or is it still too dark? There it is. There it is. Come on, get in there. It says, there she is. DC Comics Vertigo. This is their paper. I have hundreds of pages of this stuff. So just so you know, Comicsgate books will be made by DC Comics in that regard. So absolutely. And take it easy on yourself. Getting rejected isn't the end of the world. Stop thinking it is. Thank you, Frankie. Absolutely. Here's the thing about getting rejected, why it doesn't matter, boyos. It doesn't matter if a woman rejects you at all. Okay, let's say we're all on the track team, right? I love using sports analogies because I like sports. I don't like how purple its fingernails are. I need to add green to that. Green being the opposite of like magenta on the spectrum there. Let's say we're on the track team and there's slow, medium, and fast, and you are a medium runner. And I go up to you and say, you're the fastest runner on the team. Now, by the power of me saying it, do you just become the fastest runner? Just if you're medium runner on the team, 3 guys on this team, and you're the medium speed guy, and I just say you're now the fastest guy, and I just say it, and then you run afterwards, are you suddenly the fastest guy? No. And if you're the medium guy, and I say you're the slowest guy on the team, are you now the slowest guy on the team? No. I just said these things. They're not true. They're lies. So what I just demonstrated to you is a fact that what I think of you and what I say about you doesn't make it true. Do not, do not, do not. And in this world without fathers, because that's where this shit comes from, this world of divorce and fatherlessness and no male influences, we have a ton of young men and women going around seeking external validation. You want me to tell you you're fast so you can feel like the fastest guy on the team. Well, that's not how it works. I can't make you fast by saying that. You understand? But I can make you slow. And that's why rejection doesn't matter. I can't make you suck because I said you suck. I can't make you unlovable because I said no to going on a date with you. That's not how it works. You are what you carve yourself into and what God blesses you with. So you will be what you make yourself. And if you aren't what you want to be today, don't fret. I want to be better than I am, and I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be much better than I am right now. And all I can do is do today's work. That's all I can do. I can't do more than that today. I can add a little tomorrow, add a little the next day, add a little. And that's all you got to do, guys. You just add a molecule every day. Add one molecule every day to your self improvement. But when someone rejects you, it's meaningless because when they praise you, it's meaningless. So don't go around with validation seeking behavior because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people say about you or think about you. In a literal scientific sense, it doesn't matter. Son of Liberty Radio, you ever go through your back issues and find books that you don't remember? I just found a bunch of Bisley Frazetta Corbin books. I don't remember 12 issues of Lady Death, and I don't recall buying it. Crazy. Got my hands on some DC paper years ago from an artist that was local. Best stuff I've ever drawn on. Almost didn't want to and waste it. Yeah, I really dole mine out slowly, but I thought it would be fun to do a pinup for the Great Narwhal on some DC paper. I thought that'd be very fun. And this paper's fat and has a lot of tooth on it. And for those of you that draw, you know what I'm saying. You do know what I'm saying. I don't know. I'll bust that character out every once in a while. He's a super serious guy for some reason. Um, I don't like how purple this jacket is versus how green he is, but maybe it's a function of him being green, and I need to actually purple him up a bit. We'll see. That's the beauty in Photoshop, though, because if these were watercolors or whatever, I'd be stuck. But if these were watercolors, I would have done a comp first. I would have painted it on another sheet of paper, just small, quick, just to get a feel for it. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I burped, guys. That's not cool. And I'm not even kidding. That's not cool. I was drinking that Diet Dr Pepper, and it made me burp a little bit. I didn't mean to do that on stream. I try and keep that quiet. That's not nice. Sorry. I had an uncle who would go outside. Uncle Si, my grandfather's half brother. He would go outside when he had to burp, and I thought that was a little much, like at a family gathering. But it's better than the opposite, right? If you're gonna overcorrect to one side, I guess it's better to overcorrect to the side of being polite. So, and now here, I don't want to add a lot of detail with the color, guys, because there's so much detail in the inks there. If I add a bunch of detail in the color, like I pick out all kinds of little shapes, I will destroy the big shapes. And remember, we don't ever want to do that. Luna Comics is saying that he's worried about some weird thoughts he had in the past, and he's honest. No, you don't. You know how many things I've said or thought or whatever in my head that I don't need to tell people? You don't need to tell anyone that, Luna. Could you drive a car looking in the rearview mirror? Rearview mirror is right here, right? This is my rearview mirror. And I'm just going to stare at the rearview mirror. Do you know what will happen if I stare at the rearview mirror while I'm driving? You know exactly what will happen. I will crash my car. Quit looking in your past. Quit it. It's gone. It doesn't matter. You can't change it. It's over. I don't care what you did. Oh, God forgives anything. Okay? Forget it. You're fine. What do you do? Is it the right thing? If it is, then dude, you're golden. Forget it. Forget the past. Doesn't matter. Everyone has a past. Forget it. Next time the devil reminds you about your past, remind him of his future. You got me? I don't want you thinking about that anymore. Forget it. Okay? Everybody gets it. Everybody's had it tough. Everybody's had loved ones die. A lot of us, we didn't have a dad around growing up. You know what I mean? It's tough. But if you stare in that rearview mirror, dude, you're going to drive right into a telephone pole. I'm not calling you weak. I'm not saying your pain doesn't matter. I'm saying if you stare at it while you're trying to go forward, you're going to crash. Okay? You can't do that. You will sabotage yourself. So you don't have to tell your girlfriend or whoever that you had some weird thoughts or you had some mental illness or whatever. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Just in life, it's direction, not location. Where are you headed? Ooh, if we put a purple color underneath it. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Uh, 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 Here we go. Uh, uh. Okay, now next thing I think I need to do is break some of this up over here. This is coming out gorge. Gorge, guys. I'll check on the chat. I know I've been working a lot and not checking out the chat too much. I hope you're entertaining yourselves. Yeah, I want to get rid of that straight line, so I'm breaking that up. It's noise. Now, I might have to convert this whole thing to black and white, so I may have wasted time picking out color, but it doesn't matter. Vero Frady, put 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the future, and you'll piss all over today. Luna comments, okay, thanks. I love that. That really helped. Yes. Dan Lawless, Gabe is passing out great wisdom today. It's not me, it's God. I pray, and I'm not better than you. I don't matter more to God than you. Okay. I'm not saying I'm better at drawing than you, many of you. But you can be as good as me if you practice. I was just being silly with you there. I wasn't trying to be mean. But we're better than each other at different things. Someone's better at singing or basketball or whatever. But it doesn't matter that I'm better at drawing and coloring than many of you, because it doesn't make me a more valuable human being. It just means I'm better at drawing. You get that? So if someone has more money or they're an NBA star or whatever, they're not a better human. They're a better basketball player. So what? You know what I mean? But for those of you out there struggling with loneliness and you never had a girlfriend, and I know you want one. Who doesn't? It's kind of like an animal from Muppets. Woman, I get it. Believe me, I'm a passionate man. I like the ladies. I feel that. I feel that completely. Hold on. Okay, so now I'm gonna drag up like this blackness. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna really push this here with a dissolve. Okay. The main thing we want for this is for it to be clear. You know what I mean? We want it to be easy to read. Then I think we're almost there, guys. I think so. Abe is passionate. He's the Pablo Picasso of CG. I'll take the compliment. Thank you. I know what you mean. Gabe used the word gorge. That's embarrassing to Shafo, but he has to move forward. We should all follow his example. Right. I would like privacy for my family at this time, since I used the word gorgeous and I truncated it to gorge. Please respect my family's privacy. Yes. I thank you for being sensitive to that. Who said that comment? Thank you, Frankie. Thank you. Sketch 51. Family member had some mental illness issues in the early 20s. Now they're in their 70s with kids and grandkids, still married. The good days outweigh the bad. You got this, Luna. Yeah, Luna. Luna, understand this. Oh, my wife is saying hi, honey, in the comments. Luna, please understand this. I told you before. I done told you. Everybody gets it. And the whole thing of feeling sorry for yourself, dude, we all want to do that so bad. And I don't blame you for, wallowing it, because I think you reaching out like this is you feel like no one cares, and you just want to know that people care. They do. They do. People care, but do not tell people. I think Barrett was saying that they could never have a relationship, they'll never have a girlfriend, and I hope I've disabused you of that notion. Disabuse is just a $50 word, meaning convince you it ain't true. And you can change yourself, you can improve yourself, and then you will be more magnetic to people. But if you keep thinking you're a loser and all this stuff, then you tell me that you're a loser, even if it's not true, and then I end up believing you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want that grainy texture in there, but I don't want it to be so yellow. I don't like that. I don't like it. We'll jump that out of here, and then we got to push it to. I don't like the yellow. I need it to be more blues and greens. Blues clues, blues clues. Let's ooh, girl. And then we'll I think we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, dark gray. We're almost there. Then I'm gonna get out of here, okay? I gotta watch the fight game with my son. Yeah, we want this to encroach. Now let's just check this thing in black and white and see what we've done. Let's check this thing in black and white and see how our values are holding up. It's pretty readable. I think I know what to do then. I see what to do here. You think you keep this up and you're going to start going into Jungian concepts. My brother's a therapist and I've studied it. I don't have a degree in psychology, but I might as well. I know that sounds preposterous, but bear with me here. I have studied it to the nth degree because I suffered a lot of what the hell's my problem with my parents being divorced and all that. I suffered a lot of that, like many of you. And okay, now we're moving on to the final stages here. I suffered a lot of that, and I didn't want to do dumb and bad things anymore. So I had to get to the bottom of what is your major malfunction, Private? I had to get to what is my problem. I had to look in the mirror and say, what is your problem? Is what I had to tell myself. And I think, God delivered me, figured out a lot of it. Everything, no, but a lot of it held to the year. And it matters, screen. Here we go. What is wrong with this? That is not I do not know you. This is not what I wanted. Screen. What is happening? It's free real estate. Oh, I think I have a. Interesting. Hold on, guys. This is not. I don't like the way this looks for some reason. There she is. I had the wrong color. I didn't have black. I had a very dark gray. Um, let's see. Clint says he's a piece of shit according to his blue and on family members, but he's the only one who. But I don't. I think you made a type on the sentence there, so I'm not. Oh, has yeah. Okay, I see your correction. He hasn't cheated on his spouse, or was the mistress or a married man. Yikes! Don't put your family on blast like that, man. But I feel what you're saying. Our families have all done interesting things, but yikes! Yeah, don't let people bring you down, and don't let people pump you up. That's not where it's coming from. It comes from you making you the best version of you that you can be, and trusting God. That's what's working for me. Okay. Okay, if that's okay with you guys, I'm doing some special effects. This is the final step in my master plan. Okay, so then I do a lot of fancy schmancy stuff on here. That's right. That's right. And I don't apologize, and I don't back down neither. Take a 7. Okay, and then we'll minus these things out. Yeah, you guys are all wondering what I'm doing. I'm gonna try and add a rim light outside of the inks. But what does it mean? You'll see. You will see. I'm only going to be working in this pink area here, and then I'm going to try and add like a blue-green rim light. Bada boo, bada boom, bada boom. You shall see what it is that I'm doing, laddie. Oh, I need to change this so I can keep looking at the chat. Das ist okay, sir. Mein Freunden. This is all from Cranberry Langers. Men, watch Coach Greg Adams and Rolo Tomasi on YouTube. Changers. Yeah, I think a lot of that red pill and pickup artists dating stuff, it's got some good points. I think some of it is a little misguided because it's still, I think some of it is still just validation seeking from women. It's still just like, did I do the right thing to get the woman to like me? And that isn't the key here. The key, guys, is self-improvement. That's the key. Okay. The key is understanding, am I the best version of me that I could be? And that's it. And you leave it there. Women, money, success, your improved relationship with God, all of that. I mean, God and spirituality to me is paramount. That's the most important thing. This is probably too graphic of an element. By graphic, I mean it's like too neat looking, but I'm gonna go with it for now. We're gonna see what happens. We gonna see what happens. But I think that like, okay, someone said they never had a relationship. Well, I think if you make yourself the greatest you can be, then the money and the women and all that will follow. You understand? That's a byproduct of it. Bob Rogers, Little Miss Sunburn, $5 super sticker. I don't know what the sticker looks like. I got to turn off my camera for a minute because I got to open some thing to go see what this sticker looks. I got to go see what this sticker looks like. All right. So I had to turn off my camera. And let's go actually over to YouTube. You're probably going to hear an echo when I open my YouTube because it'll be playing me live. Let's see. I'm almost done with my drawing. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see this super sticker. Let's see it. Come on, YouTube, load already. Oh, it's a dancing fox with a Japanese headband. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, see, there's the echo. Okay, okay, stop YouTube. Okay, there. Okay, now I can turn I can turn my camera back on. Thank you, Bob Rogers. Little Miss Sunburn, $5. California, is it Canadian $5? Ooh, I wonder how many American dollars that is. Okay, we back. Okay, so yeah, again, this little highlight is pretty graphic. I think I'll probably need to lighten it up, but we'll see. Probably also need to darken it somewhat. We'll see. Yeah, because I do want like a rim light on a lot of this stuff. A good wife is from the Lord. That's from the Bible. Yep. There's also another one. Maybe it's a different version of the Bible that's just written slightly different. A man who's found a good wife has found a good thing or a great thing. I think that I have the best wife in the world. There is no higher. Sucker MCs will call me sire. Um, that was some rap for you for free. Um, yeah, she's traditional. She's based. She's dutiful, and she knows that I'm always right. No, just kidding. I'm not that. We're not those kind of people. We're not lunatics. Promise. But no, she's comes from a conservative Native American Mexican kind of background, very Christian and stuff. Okay, so far I like this thing, but I think it is a little bright. So I'm going to tone her down. I'm going to tone him down, make it a little more blue, a little more gray. Martial arts fox to be exact. Don't know. Oh, Cranberry Langers, that was 750 in Canadian. Self-improvement, fundamental truths to build on. Jesus is God. God is good. Alex Jones is right. Truth, Justice, the American Way is a great comic. Hold on to those truths for a better tomorrow. Clint, agree. Zed Comics, have the chat. Thank you, Frankie. I think that's a different verse from the Bible. I think it is a different verse. Luda Comics, thanks for the words of wisdom, Gabe. You helped God to give me hope and wisdom. I thank him first, but I also thank you for help. It's not me talking. God talks through me. I pray about that. I have a friend going through something horrible. Won't say who, what, when, where, why, how at all. Unless they want to talk about it publicly. I'll wait until I see them talk about it before I say anything. But before I talk to them on the phone, I said, God, don't let me talk. You talk just through me. Like I feel like the way God uses us, if we let him, is like a light bulb. The light bulb itself sits there, it has no power. It's the electricity running through it. You know what I mean? And that's how I see the stuff with God there. That hold on, let me tune this up a little bit. And then I'm gonna change it to normal, not screen. Screen means it like just keeps eternally brightening it. And I don't want this white. I want this I want it brighter than that though. Jeez. It's all about value and contrast, B's and G's. See, watch, we'll turn on the black and white filter, and you see that I needed that brighter. You see? Yeah, I drew the contour of his face so well here, I don't want it lost in shadow. So I'm adding this rim light on the back end. It is phony and fake. It doesn't make sense from a physics perspective, but in art looks right, it is right. Okay. That's just how it works, guys. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. It's just how it works. Okay. Uh Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Right. That's another verse from the Bible. Timmy Mello, people want to read up on Nosferatu like legends. Check out the Cornish Owlman legend of Manon, Cornwall in the UK, and entails the haunting image of a half man, half owl. Like, ooh, that sounds fascinating. One of my favorite Halloweens, Freudian slip. One of my favorite holidays is Halloween. I love it. I love the monsters. My favorite monster. I kind of identify with Frankenstein. Yes, I know it's Doctor Frankenstein is the guy, and the monster is the quiet, quiet. Nobody asked you. Quiet, you know. I love Frankenstein because I'm a big, strong man, and I relate to that. But Creature from the Black Lagoon captured my imagination. What a great design that is. Know what I'm saying? Ooh, this is fun, guys, to go in here and paint some of these highlights on the woolly texture to break up this overly graphic looking outline. This is fun. And we do it in black and white, and you see why I'm doing it in black and white. Physics don't really apply to comic books and video games. Yes, Truth, Justice, American Way. We have Joseph Ellis. He's American Steel. You see him at the bottom there, right? Well, he comes from a long line of Pennsylvania steelworkers, and cutbacks, outsourcing jobs overseas made the factory not so safe. And one day, he fell into a vat of supercharged American steel, making his entire body permanently steel. What many people would take as a curse, he took as a call to action to dedicate his life to protect the country that he loves, the culture that he loves. He is the American way. And what is supercharged American steel? I don't know, and I don't care. It's a comic book. It's not real. But somehow we all inherently know what supercharged American steel is. We all know it's comic book science. It doesn't matter. How does Reed Richards' suit grow like that? No one knows. No one cares. It grows with Pym particles or whatever nonsense. It's fun, guys. So yeah, that's how that works. We're almost done. I'm kind of showing off, I think. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I really love putting in these woolly textures over my own inks. But I think we'll be closing out the book Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to get Shantan Jetty. I'm going to hit up Cecil because he was really fun. Cecil, I was a little scared to go on a show because he's edgy. I tell dirty jokes too, but I, do it in private with my brother and my best friend and all that. It's probably not the best thing to be doing, but, boys will be boys. So I was worried about going on the show, how edgy it was getting. And I thought he was such a kind, wonderful person to me that he kept it in line for me. And I knew he did that for me. And I didn't ask him to. I was ready to go along with whatever madness he wanted to do. I think the guy is I don't know him. I know him a little bit through private messaging and this and that. I think he's one of the most naturally talented improvers I've ever seen that isn't trying to be like a comedian or anything. His improv skills are off the charts, this Cecil character. Very funny, dude. Is that too much? I think towards the bottom it might be a bit much. Yeah, and we can go in and erase some of this. That's fine. It's on a separate layer. See, that's the thing. That's where Photoshop is going to save you a lot of time because instead of painting comps on other sheets of paper, painting tons of comps, you can try things out here, and it'll kind of let you know if this works or not. Do these hairs work? Do I want to hit them with the highlight? Yeah, I think that works. Yeah. Ooh, nice. So I think we're good. Let's look at this in color. Oh, guys. I did it. That's lovely. And I'm going to get my signature. I'm going to pop my signature because I need recognition. What will the press say? And that, friends, is Nosferatu. Let's check the chat and then we outie. We outie 5,000. Warren Ellis is going to do the ultimate version of Truth, Justice, American Way, which will explain how he uses the bathroom. I love Warren Ellis because I love Planetary. And I hope he comes back and makes some more great comics. I really, really do. Angela Curry, is it going in demand? Yes. We're going to do another 30 days, and then we're going to go in demand. We're getting to 6 figures on this book for sure. It's going to be on sale for a while, guys. Cecil's a very talented comedian. Thank you, Frankie says. Gabe said he's keeping it in demand. Clint says Cranberry Langers clap. Cranberry Langers clap 4 times. Thank you. Little Comics, has anyone seen the show Chosen? It's a show based on Jesus and his disciples. It's really good. Before I was Christian, I thought it was great. Awesome. Great stream. Thanks for the advice, Barrettx. Yes, no one can diminish you and no one can improve you just by talking, Barrett. If someone praises you, doesn't make you better. If someone criticizes you, doesn't make you worse. No one can validate you, but no one can invalidate you. Throw that away. That is the curse that Western society has had for 40, 50 years. When we got rid of marriage, we got legalized divorce, we got rid of fathers being an influence, then people don't get the validation from their dad that they're supposed to get when they're a toddler. And you give them the underhand pitch and they hit the ball, and your father validates you when you're a little boy. And then you don't go around the rest of your life trying to win validation by being a nice guy and letting people take advantage of you and feeling sorry for yourself. I've done stupid shit like that. So I didn't have a dad around. My parents got divorced when I was little. Just realize that no one can validate you and no one can invalidate you. That's such a beautiful thing to understand about life. Anyway, this is Nosferatu. I want you all to get in the chat there, or in the chat, yeah, and get the link for Truth, Justice, American Way. And I want you all to make sure you buy it and get other people to buy it. Let's push it. Let's try and close out the first 30 days at 50 grand. Now we need like another 9 and something to get there. But if you haven't bought it yet, I do want you to. I'm seeing where I need to add a little bit more of this stuff that I love. A little bit more. Little bit more. Let's see if the nose can handle this, and I can erase this if I don't like it. Would there be a highlight on his nostrils? I just love painting this stuff so much that I'm trying to find excuses. But if I put too much, I will break this image. So I have to be careful. Yeah, let's see if we can push the book over. So that looks good. And I think this will be the final one here. Yes, that worked. Yes, Queen. Yeah, so we have that reflected light. It's looking good. Yes. Gabe, stop. These are little minute details. Knock it off. Knock it off. But it looks so good and juicy. Okay, now I don't like the color of his teeth, though. They don't, I think the teeth need green in them. Guy has stank breath. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. Count Orlock, I'm getting you a gallon of Costco toothpaste for Christmas, Mr. Orlock. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and then the coup de grace. I think we could airbrush in a tiny bit of red in his eyes. I know it's not canon that his eyes glow, but hey, guys, I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they have to say about this. I'm going to put a little bit of red on his eyes. Just a smidgeola. Is that good? Does that work? Okay, so watch last night's stream to see me ink this thing. And then watch today's stream like you just did to see me color this thing. We'll do a zoomed in, move off the palettes. We'll go full screen, and then we'll zoom way in and let you see it from head to toe. So here's Count Orlock in all. I'm going to even move me a little bit. Scoot over, Gabe. Okay, I'm moving. Jeez, you don't have to shove me. Golly. Here's Count Orlock. Look at this. It's gorge. It's gorgeous. Free real estate. Come on. You know you love this. It's fantastic. And there you go. Drawn by me in pencil, inked by me with brushes and stuff, and then colored in Photoshop. Okay, let me check the chat, and then we outie. Okay. Red eyes are actually canon. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know what's going on here. Let's see. Okay. Pump your comic and tell me if you have big bazongs in the comic. Fuck Google too. We have boobs in the books that I do. Yes, we're not perverted. It's not porno or nothing like that. But we absolutely are not afraid of women being gorgeous in Truth, Justice, American Way. I'll pitch you guys all on it. And then if you like this pitch, it's like a 45-second pitch of what this amazing comic book is about. Let me hide my screen so I can bring up some art because I don't want to go into all my folders on live on the air. I'm going to bring up some Truth, Justice, American Way stuff and show it to you. So bear with me. We'll be going another like 5 minutes here. Okay. Open with preview. Okay. And then hold on. It's opening. It's like opening like 17 images. Scoot this over here and then tell the computer, hey kids, I'm a computer. You guys ever see the parody G.I. Joe PSAs? Those are very funny. Very, very funny. Okay, and then we okay. Let's get to where we needed to be though. Okay. Now I'm gonna pitch you on this. You ready? 1, 2, 3, pitch. Okay. Truth, Justice, and American Way are the world's most beloved heroes. They kids everywhere wearing the t-shirt, playing with the toys, eating the cereal, playing the video game, watching the cartoon. Everybody loves these guys. They're on all the late night talk shows, making everybody laugh and scream with delight. To say that this is one of the great love affairs between the public and celebrity, we'll be putting it lightly. This is Beatlemania and Bieber fever. Beaver fever? No, Bieber fever times a million. Okay. That's what Truth, Justice, and American Way are. By the way, she is truth, he is justice in the middle, and then American Way. And one day, absolute tragedy strikes. The worst happens. Many lives are lost. It's horrific. Stabs to the heart of a nation. And we all know how social media and the news work. People start looking into them and saying, hey, did they do all they could to save lives? Because it sure doesn't look like it. And we look at other disasters. Other times they save the world where they promise to be humanity's saviors. And we find that it's starting to look, oh, who are these people, by the way? It's starting to look like maybe they're just enjoying being celebrities. Maybe they don't actually care like they say they do. And like that, social media, news, everything turns on them. The government's after them. Military's after them. Their friends won't talk to them. They have to go into hiding. They have to leave their, it's public, the address is known publicly of their awesome base. They have to leave. They have to go underground. And they have to solve who did this horrible attack and why. Can they even trust each other when they're trying to figure this out? Well, they better hurry up and solve it, because if they don't, another disaster is coming. And this time, it will cost millions and millions of lives. So that is what the first amazing volume of Truth, Justice, American Way is about. If you like that pitch, you will love to buy this book. Just click the link in the chat, the link in the description. David Williams came to me with this great idea, and Gary Martin is our inker, and we are 90 years of experience, the three of us combined, in mainstream comics. This will be of the highest quality. So exciting, so amazing. And what you didn't hear me say was SJW, feminism, left-wing, communism. This comic book doesn't preach from the right wing either. When you think of all the new announcements, Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, and how they're woking everything and ruining it, what they took from you. Look what they took from us. They took boobies from us, guys. I know I'm being silly. But what they took from you when they make everything woke and diversity, whatever garbage they're doing, I'm giving it back to you. I'm taking it out of their hand, and I'm just giving it right back to you guys. So please, 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 if you love that pitch and you think this is something you want to read, doesn't preach, it just lifts everyone up and inspires, click the link right now. Share the link with your friends. Do you know how much word of mouth moves sales, guys? And if we want to win our culture back, this is how we do it. We tell stories that inspire people to be more than they ever thought they could be. That's how we do it, guys, okay? I'm going to check on the chat, and then I'm going to get out of here. Clint says Beaver Fever is a great song. Not as good as Pac-Man Fever. Let's see. Zayd Comics. Hey, Bar. Oh, he's not talking to me. Rosa Parks. What were the cultural influencers with the character of Truth? It was a woman that David Williams met when he was a little boy. He had the honor of drawing this Olympian that came to his elementary or middle school. And he was so good at drawing when he was little, the principal had him do a drawing and give it to her. And she was half, in real life, half Greek, half Ethiopian. So this is a tribute to a woman who really inspired Dave when he was a little kid. She is Miss Rudolph, and she's in our book, and she's a former Olympian who realized she had superpowers, and it was unfair of her to compete. So she quit competing and dedicated her superpowers and her life to defending the world. She also has those gold things all over her body, gives her this ability, and it's kind of terrifying, to suss the truth out of anyone. You know what I mean? We have Justice. He's a street level hero. He's our Charles Bronson. He's our John Wayne, our Lee Marvin, our Dirty Harry, you know what I mean, Clint Eastwood type. Batman meets Midnighter meets Punisher. Committed as a zealot for absolute justice. Where's he come from? FBI, CIA, Special Forces? We don't know. SAS, Mossad? I don't know. Very, very intense guy. And then we have The American Way. And I was telling you guys about him before. Look at that smile. He's the guy everybody loves, this guy. You know what I mean? He's Joseph Ellis. He comes from a long line of Midwest American classic values. People, his dad, his grandpa, going back. They worked at those steel mills there, right there, Pennsylvania, Ohio. And, you know, jobs are being shipped overseas, cutbacks, layoffs. Factory's not so safe anymore. He falls into a vat of supercharged American steel. And it turns him into steel from head to toe. American steel from head to toe. And it's a curse, is how most people would take it. Ruined his life? No. He dedicates his life and his new powers of super strength and everything like that, invulnerability, to defending his culture and his life and his family and his country and everything about his heritage. He defends it because he loves it, even though he suffered a great tragedy. He's the American Way. He's our really fun guy, that big cool uncle or that really fun older brother kind of guy. He's really fun, this guy. So you'll love these characters. If you loved any of this pitch, if this sounds like something you want, if you want me to give you back what they took from you, it's right here. All you got to do is click the link and support people like me who took a stand and said, no, DC, I'm not going to help you make garbage stuff that puts people down, tells black people and gay people that they're victims, tells white people they're oppressors. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell stories that don't preach from the right or the left. They just lift people up as high as possible. So that's that. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. You guys all got to see this Nosferatu. It was amazing and fun. And thank you for joining me. Buy the book, tell your friends all about it, and I will talk to you guys later.